Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Customs. Today I want to share with you a Sideshow premium format Spider-Woman exclusive statue that I customized. We'll get to the exclusive head in a second, but I want to talk about what I did with the statue. So basically, when I got the statue, it was just like flat colors, boring, wasn't hardly any shadows, mess ups all over the place. The factory just did a really poor job on it. So what I want to do is make it pop a little bit more. So what I made is a nice red color. Mixed in some like pearls and some other colors to it, but it was a really nice flat red to a point, but not super flat like it was chalky from the factory. So what I did is I painted that all up. I did a lot of the shadowing with some darker reds and a little bit of a shadowing gray, not too much. I didn't want to overpower it with just like black shadowing. And then once that all was all done, I toned down the shadowing a little bit more. And then what I did is I did an interference red coat over it, which is basically like a watered down interference paint, and it gives it this nice silky red sheen to it, which is kind of like gives it like a spandex, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for, and I like the way it turned out. And I did the similar thing with the yellow. It was a nice bright lemon yellow from Tamaya. Then what I did was I did some orange shadowings on it, really heavy shadowing. But then what I did is I toned that down with a nice yellow again, so it kind of, you don't want to overpower it with orange, but you want to give it some kind of a shadowing. So you can really see the shadowing and stuff there, but it's just not so potent. It just doesn't look like you did one color, one shadow, and then you left it alone. And then what I did after that is I misted over some pearlized yellow, so I give it that like little bit of a silkiness look, and then I flattened that down as well with some Garage Kit's dull coat. So that worked out pretty cool. And then basically, of course, I used Garage Kit's colors for the face. I really wanted to make a more realistic face. I'm going to zoom in a second. But basically the eyes, if you can see the way the eyes kind of glow a little bit and the way the webbing does. What I have is, I have these two paints here. It's Garage Kit's Iridescent Purple and Iridescent Blue. So what I did was, for the eyes, I did a chrome silver eyes, and then what I did is I did the iridescent blue coat over that, so it gives it like almost like a mirrorish type of look. It kind of really gives a really nice effect to it, and you get that kind of comic booky shadowing going there. Like it's bright white, but it's got some kind of a shadow on it, like a glass. And then for the webbing, what I did was a really flat white, because the factory white, it was almost like yellow, and I really didn't like it at all. So I did a flat white. Then I did a dark gray lines on it, but then I went over it with iridescent purple, and basically gives it a nice silky webbing look, a little bit more pop to it than just like a flat white. I mean, yeah, I guess if it was kind of like a clear resin glued in, it might look pretty cool, but they just went with a flat white on it, so that's what I ran with. And the last thing before we zoom into the face, the base. Now, I had a problem with the base being an A with orange and yellow. It just fights with the statue. I mean, you have an orange and yellow character and you have an orange and yellow base. It just blends in together. Now, I know a lot of people might say, well, you know, all the bases are yellow and red and you want them to be all uniform. But I just think it fights with her too much. So I kind of wanted to try something different. So I did a gunmetal base, and then for the A, I just did I masked that off, and I did like a blue to like a bright white kind of tint, and just blending it out. I think it just, you can tell it's the A, you know she's an Avenger, but it makes her pop more than fighting with the base. So that's kind of my whole goal. So let's zoom into the face a little bit more so you guys can see, you know, how I put this all together. So as you can see, the way she kind of, the eyes kind of glow almost. It really just makes her like, it's kind of really pops. The webbing looks pretty cool. It's not, this yellowish white, and just had a lot more fun with it. So basically, for the exclusive head, I had a lot more fun because I figured, I'm not really a fan of the whole skrull idea. So what I wanted to do was make an unmasked version. So what I did was I took the head and I basically chopped it all down, and I made an unmasked version. Let's see, we get her in here pretty good. There we go. So, as you can see, basically I had some tweaking to do, and what I did was I had to take down the chin a lot. Her cheekbones were really potent, like really far out, so I had to take those down, fix up the head, retouch up the hair, because once you take that down, the mask was there, and I just had to kind of take up the ears too as well, because her ears were just way too pointy, of course, for the skrull. So I had to take the ears down, round them out, the lips under the ears, and just had to do it. So she's got some blue tints in her hair. It's probably not showing up in the camera too much, but I figured, you know, Spider-Woman Unmasked I think would have been a better idea than an actually skrull. You know, I that's just a personal preference. But I think when you kind of come back a little bit more, I think it looks pretty damn cool. You know, just having an unmasked version. So that's pretty much my idea for the exclusive. I think it was a little bit more fun. So we can, as you can see in the base, a little bit better on the base. Had a little bit more fun with that. I just think it's better. It's a complementary color because in the essence, you know, it's kind of like for orange blue, but you know, she's kind of almost orange when you think about it. If you look at her quick and you look away, you see the red and yellow and you kind of think orange, but so that's what I went with. So it was a lot of fun doing her up. You know, just having a lot more fun just to show you that, you know, you can take the exclusive head and you can have a lot more fun with it. And I think it worked out pretty good. I think the face works out pretty good once you do some tweaks. She's got some nice, you know, big cheekbones, like she's smiling, and I think it works out pretty cool. Makes it a little bit different. So that was my idea for a custom Spider-Woman statue with the exclusive. Just having fun making a nice unmasked version. So hopefully you guys like the turnout, and thanks for watching.